I was 24, yet my spirit felt as weathered as the ancient mountains surrounding my village. My name is Marco, and for as long as I could remember, my mind was a chaotic tempest, a sea that never knew a moment of calm. Every waking hour was an endless parade of intrusive thoughts, shadows of the past whispering bitter regrets, and specters of the future fueled by a relentless anxiety. I lived in a prison of what-ifs and if-onlys. I had forgotten the simple grace of a smile. Sleep was a stranger that visited everyone but me, and tranquility was a myth I no longer believed in. Then, a whisper of hope reached me. They spoke of a sage dwelling in the high mist-covered hills, a master of the human psyche who had forsaken the city's hollow clamor for the profound, echoing silence of nature. I became obsessed with the thought, could this stranger, this man of silence, mend my fractured soul? The journey was grueling, a physical manifestation of my internal struggle. With every step up the rocky path, my lungs burned, and my heavy thoughts felt like stones in my pockets. But finally, I stood before a modest sanctuary cloaked in emerald vines. There he sat, an emblem of absolute stillness. His eyes were closed, yet he seemed to perceive the very essence of the world breathing around him. "Grandfather," I murmured, my voice trembling with the weight of my exhaustion. My mind is a storm, a fire that refuses to die down. I seek the harbor of peace. I seek a way to be still. Can you guide me? He didn't offer empty platitudes or easy prayers. Instead, he opened his eyes that held the depth of the ocean, and handed me a glass filled to the very brim with water. "Walk to the village edge and back," he commanded, his voice as steady as the earth. "The path is rough, the world is loud. If a single drop spills, you fail this lesson." I accepted, though I did not understand. The path was a gauntlet of distractions. Merchants shouted their wares, dogs barked at shadows, and the world buzzed with a frantic, meaningless energy. But I saw none of it. My entire universe narrowed down to the fragile, trembling surface of water. Every step was a calculated prayer. Every breath was anchored to the rim of that glass. I was no longer Marco the Restless. I was simply the guardian of the water. When I returned, triumphant and dry, the old man asked a curious thing. "Marco, did you hear the dogs barking in the alley? Did you see the children playing by the well?" "No," I replied, bewildered by the question. "I saw only the water. I heard only my own breath." His smile widened, glowing in the fading light. "That is the secret, Marco. Something that was always within you, but buried under the noise. When you are anchored in the now, there is no room for the ghosts of yesterday or the demons of tomorrow. Fear cannot exist in the present moment, for fear is always a memory or a projection." He leaned closer. "Peace is not an external destination you travel to. It is the silence that remains. When you stop chasing shadows, you didn't find peace on this mountain. You simply stopped leaving the present." In that golden twilight, as the sun dipped behind the peaks, I finally realized the truth. My restlessness was a choice, a habit of living everywhere. But the here and the now. I walked home, not as the broken youth who left, but as a man who finally understood that the glass was never about the water. It was about the power of the gaze. The greatest lesson Marco learned wasn't just about focus. It was about the freedom that comes from being truly present. When we stop drifting into the past or fearing the future, we find the silence that was always there. Your mind is the glass, and the water is your peace. Keep it steady. If this story moved you, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Together, we will uncover more powerful tales and advance our English journey, one story at a time. Stay present, stay curious. Thank you for being a part of our journey.